I'm Joyce Vassell, Senior Executive Editor of Pro Food World, with an industry update. As 2021 comes to a close, several food and beverage processors announced major expansion plans and Greenfield projects. So let's take a look at some highlights. Mondelēz International is planning to invest $122.5 million in its Henrico County, Virginia supply chain operations over the next 3 years. The investment includes a 68,000 square foot expansion of its Richmond biscuit bakery, which will support the company's Richmond manufacturing operations and enable the site to have a high-speed, modern Oreo production line. Near the Richmond biscuit bakery, the company will be opening a new sales fulfillment center, which will support Mondelēz sales and distribution in the U.S. Scheduled to open next year, the center will create approximately 80 new jobs. Cattlemen's Heritage is building a 500,000 square foot processing plant in northern Mills County, just south of Council Bluffs, Iowa. The plant will harvest 1,500 head per day and employ up to 750 people. Groundbreaking is scheduled for the spring of 2022, and ESI Group has been selected to design and construct the Greenfield facility. Georgia-based American Peanut Growers Group is investing $85 million to expand its food processing operations, enabling the company to manufacture peanut paste, granules, peanut butter, and roasted peanuts. In addition to expanding its current Donaldsonville shelling plant, American Peanut Growers Group will open a new 135,000 square foot food processing facility on its 45-acre campus in Seminole County. The company will invest in additional shelling equipment as it expands its operations, which will create 90 new jobs.
Hi, I'm Aaron Hand, Editor-in-Chief of Pro Food World, and this is Take 5. Today I'd like to talk about the cannabis beverage market. I actually had the opportunity recently to attend the Cannabis Drinks Expo in Chicago, and I'd like to talk about what I learned there. So I talked with several beverage companies. Some come to this space with a great tasting drink that needs to be infused. Some come with the lab experience to infuse that drink with THC or CBD without hurting the flavor. And some actually come to this space with co-packing experience, which frankly in this emerging market is very dear. So I also spoke with canning and bottling companies. It was interesting to see that the equipment makers were largely present in the craft beer market and are actually kind of looking for another market to help ease the slowdown from the beer sector. So speaking of that drop in alcohol consumption, we've heard a fair bit about that lately. The Gen Zers are not drinking as much as their predecessors, and actually even the millennials are trying to cut down on their alcohol consumption. What I didn't realize before is this isn't just a shift away from alcohol. It's also a shift toward cannabis. So there's actually huge potential in this cannabis drinks market, which currently makes up only 2% of the overall cannabis market in the U.S., according to Bethany Gomez. She's managing director at the Greenfield Group and gave a talk during the Cannabis Drinks Expo. She mentioned that the cannabis drinks tend to be on the more expensive side. So it's really the high-end consumers that are going in that direction. As she put it, this is never going to be the cheapest way to get high. So besides the need to maybe lower that price a bit, some directions that the industry needs to go are toward dosage control and flavors. So in terms of dosage, the producers need to be more aware of what their consumer needs are for varying dosage levels. And for flavors, they were pretty rudimentary at first, but they're starting to get into more seasonal flavors and some interesting exotic flavor combinations. So another factor is the speed of onset, which is essential. So imagine you are at a barbecue and you have a couple drinks with friends, and then 2 hours later you get stoned on your drive home. So that's not going to cut it. So Gomez definitely emphasized the need for fast-acting formulas. So I actually spoke with a company called Vanna Labs that was exhibiting. They were talking about their nanoparticles, which are truly water-soluble, so that once infused, once the CBD is infused into the beverage, the onset is actually 3 to 6 minutes before you feel the effects. So this is really an interesting sector to keep your eye on.